Welcome to another enlightening podcast from Be Awake, Aware, Alive.com, where we question everything. How the Law of Assumption Can Change Your Life. By the Be Awake, Aware, Alive.com team. Assume the Feeling of Your Wish Fulfilled by Neville Goddard. What if I told you that your entire reality is a direct reflection of your deepest assumptions? That the life you're living right now isn't happening to you, but through you. This isn't just motivational fluff. It's the foundational principle behind the Law of Assumption, a concept popularized by mystic Neville Goddard that has the power to transform every aspect of your existence. The Law of Assumption states that your outer world is a mirror of your inner world. Whatever you assume to be true, consciously or unconsciously, becomes your reality. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because your assumptions shape your perception, which in turn shapes your actions, which ultimately shapes your results. Here's the radical part. You can choose your assumptions. What is the Law of Assumption? Unlike the Law of Attraction, which often encourages you to attract what you want, the Law of Assumption is more direct. It's not about sending signals to the universe. It's about occupying the state of your desired reality right now. As Goddard put it, prayer is the art of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. In other words, if you want to be wealthy, don't spend your time visualizing money floating down from the sky. Assume the feeling of already being wealthy. Live from that assumption. Walk through your day as the person who has already achieved what you're seeking. The law works because 1. Assumptions filter your perception. When you assume something, your brain naturally looks for evidence to confirm it. 2. Assumptions shape your behavior. You act differently when you hold a different assumption. 3. Assumptions influence others. People unconsciously respond to the energy you project. This is an abstract theory. When you genuinely adopt a new inner state, your external circumstances begin to reorganize around it, not through luck, but because your revised mindset alters what you notice, how you decide, and how you present yourself to the world. The science behind the law. Before you dismiss this as woo-woo, consider the neuroscience behind it. Confirmation bias. Your brain naturally seeks information that confirms your existing beliefs. When you assume something is true, you start noticing opportunities and evidence that support that assumption. Reticular activating system, or RAS for short. This bundle of nerves in your brainstem filters incoming information, determining what deserves your attention. When you consciously set a new assumption, your RAS goes to work highlighting relevant opportunities you would have otherwise missed. Neuroplasticity. Your brain physically rewires itself based on your thought patterns. By consistently assuming a new reality, you're literally changing the structure of your brain to support that reality. Law of Assumption versus Law of Attraction, a key distinction. The Law of Attraction encourages you to vibrate at a certain frequency and attract what you desire, often keeping your focus on a future outcome. The Law of Assumption, by contrast, asks you to become that version of yourself right now, not later. With attraction, you might say, I want to be wealthy. With assumption, you say, I am wealthy. One keeps you waiting, the other places you in the driver's seat immediately. The Law of Attraction often leads to perpetual hoping, while the Law of Assumption demands that you occupy the state of the wish fulfilled in this very moment. No delay, no external validation required. How to apply the Law of Assumption in your life. 1. Identify your current assumptions. Before you can change anything, you must become aware of what you're currently assuming. Journal on these questions. What do I assume about money? What do I assume about relationships? What do I assume about my career? What do I assume about my health? What do I assume about myself? Be brutally honest. These assumptions are running your life whether you like it or not. 2. Choose a new assumption. Pick one area of your life to transform. Now, formulate a new assumption, one that feels exciting and expansive. Less effective, I want more money someday. Effective, I am financially abundant right now. Less effective, I hope I find love. Effective, I am in a loving, fulfilling relationship. Less effective, I'm trying to get healthy. Effective, I am vibrant and healthy. The key is to use present tense and first person. 3. Live from the assumption. This is where most people fail. They think about their new assumption, but continue acting from their old one. Living from the assumption means Asking yourself, what would the person I want to be do right now? Making decisions aligned with your new identity. Not checking the external world for confirmation. Persisting even when reality says otherwise. 4. Practice SATs, state akin to sleep. Neville Goddard recommended practicing your assumption in a drowsy state, just before falling asleep. In this relaxed state, your subconscious is most receptive. Close your eyes. Imagine a scene that implies your wish is fulfilled. Make it vivid. Add sensory details. What do you see, hear, feel? Dwell in this scene until it feels real. Then, fall asleep in that feeling. 5. Monitor your inner conversations. Your thoughts are assumptions in motion. Pay attention to your self-talk. When you catch yourself reverting to old assumptions, gently correct yourself. Instead of, I'll never find a partner. Shift to, I am complete and whole, and the right person is on their way. Instead of, I'm bad with money. Shift to, money flows to me easily and consistently. Common misconceptions. Misconception 1. It's just pretending. It's not pretending, it's choosing a new reality. When you adopt a new assumption, you're not lying to yourself. You're consciously deciding to see the truth that was always available beneath your conditioned fears. Misconception 2. It means I'm not taking action. Wrong. The law of assumption often compels you to take inspired action. The difference is, you're acting from a place of certainty rather than desperation. Action taken from an assumed state is more focused, creative, and effective. Misconception 3. It's selfish to change my reality. Your reality is already shifting constantly. The only question is, who's steering the ship? When you lift yourself into a better state, you become more generous, more present, and more capable of helping others, which benefits everyone around you. The danger of the law. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You're already applying the law of assumption. Every day, every moment. The only question is whether you're applying it consciously or unconsciously. If you assume the world is against you, you'll find evidence everywhere. If you assume opportunities are abundant, you'll see them everywhere. The law doesn't discriminate. It simply reflects your assumptions back to you. So if you're waiting for the universe to change, you're missing the point. The universe is waiting for you to change. Final thoughts, a call to action. The law of assumption isn't a magic wand. It's a muscle. Like any muscle, it requires consistent practice to strengthen. Start small. Pick one assumption to work with. Practice it daily. Don't check the external world for confirmation. Your job is simply to occupy the state. Within weeks, you'll notice subtle shifts in how you perceive your circumstances. Within months, you'll see tangible changes in your decisions and opportunities. Within years, you'll look back at your old mindset and barely recognize it. Here's what I know for certain. Your current life is a reflection of your current assumptions. If you want a different life, you need different assumptions. And here's the good news. You have complete control over what you assume. Assume greatness. Assume love. Assume abundance. Assume health. Assume peace. Your entire life is waiting to reorganize itself around your assumptions. The only question is, what are you going to assume today? Man's chief delusion is that he is a victim of circumstances when he is, in fact, the sole creator of them. Neville Goddard. Don't forget to sign up to our mailing list, follow our social channels, donate if you're able, and question everything, with more free blogs and life-changing books at Be Awake, Aware, Alive.com. Thanks for listening to another enlightening podcast from Be Awake, Aware, Alive.com, where we question everything.